the Qur'an that we are the children of Adam. When did Adam come to earth? I mean, you talked about 10 billion years. You talked about, how old is, when did Adam first appear on earth?
You see, one of the miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that the graveyards of prophets and messengers, all of them are not known except for Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Beautiful.
Yes, the only prophet we know his graveyard, and we visit and get lots of blessings from being there, is the graveyard of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his companions. So we don't know where Adam is buried, but the oldest record of an intelligent being was found in the southern part of France. They call him the Cro-Magnon man, and by carbon dating, this Cro-Magnon man has been dated at 37,000 years. By extrapolation, Adam would not exceed 100,000 years. Where is his grave? Only Allah knows. We don't know it. But definitely Adam lived in Mecca, and because the Prophet ﷺ has told us that the Kaaba was built by the ancients for his own worshipping, and the name of Jeddah is referred to Eve, may Allah be pleased with her, because it is assumed that she is buried there.
Okay, Dr. Zaghloul, you mentioned Mecca, and we know that Muslims face what is called the Kaaba, or the cube, 5 times every day in their prayers. On the Kaaba, there is a stone called the Black Stone that has very interesting history, and you wrote a paper a long time ago about this Black Stone. And since you're a specialist in earth sciences, can you tell us a little bit, where did it come from? Is it true that some people say that it used to be white and then it became black, or was it black in origin? Can you please tell us a little bit?
Yes, you see, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has told us, when Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son Ismail alayhi salam were raising the foundations of the Kaaba, then Ibrahim alayhi salam asked Ismail to go around looking for a rock of a different color to be made a beginning for the tawaf, the circumambulation around the Kaaba. We know that Mecca is built on a mass of crystalline rocks, and whenever these crystalline rocks, igneous and metamorphic rocks, are intruded into the earth, they intrude in vast, immense areas. So Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam went around looking. He couldn't find anything different. When he came to his father by sunset, he said, "Father, I couldn't find anything." But he found a huge block of rock by him, and Ibrahim told him, "It was brought to me by Jibreel alayhi salam." So they together put it in that eastern corner of the Kaaba to make it as a beginning for the circumambulation around the Kaaba. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is quoted to have said that this stone, min ahjar al-sama, min ahjar al-jannah, it is a part of the stones of heavens. It is part of the stones from paradise. And of course, Orientalists, when they listen to this, they said Arabs do not know anything about geology, because the area along the western coast of Arabia, or the eastern coast of the Red Sea, is covered by a vast expanse of basalts. And basaltic rocks are dark rocks, are black rocks. And they said apparently by erosive processes, a block of these were taken by currents, torrential currents, to Mecca, because Mecca is in a valley. And they said the Arabs don't know, so they said it's from heavens, or it's a meteoric body. So they organized a trip to that region. One of their intelligence people was in the army. They taught him Arabic for 8 years, and sent him to Morocco to get the Moroccan accent, and then to Egypt as a pilgrimage coming from Morocco. And he went to Medina and then to Mecca. And this man says that viewing the Kaaba from the premises of Mecca is the most moving image he has ever seen in his life. But nevertheless, he went to the Kaaba, and the black stone, because it was transported several times, has been fragmented into about 15 small pieces in the size of a walnut. And these now are impregnated into a resin and put into a silver framework. So he easily got part of these, one of these nuggets, and went to Jeddah. I don't want to make the story too long, but he came to the British Museum Natural History in London. They thin-sectioned that rock. They proved that it is a meteoric body of a unique nature that's not known before, and it is white inside and black on the outside.
Wow.
And the Prophet ﷺ is quoted to have said that it used to be as white as milk, and it has been tanned by the mistakes of people or the evil actions of people.
That's beautiful. Today, people or scientists talk about the origin of the universe through a Big Bang theory.
Yes.
That there was one huge mass
Yes.
that exploded, and the high speed of the rotation created the universe.
Yes.
How does Islam look at this Big Bang theory? Is there any reference in the Qur'an to talk about this theory?
But as if you want to me to speak about the lecture tonight now. But
Maybe we can introduce the listeners and get them to go.
Okay.
Because already I have to warn you that it's only standing room from talking to people. Everybody's so excited and they're getting ready to be there tonight. So.
You see, we have a verse in the Holy Quran that speaks about the expansion of the universe. The Quran reads, وَالسَّمَاءَ بَنَيْنَاهَا بِأَيْدٍ وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ. Verily, we have made the firmament steadily expanding, and we will be continuously doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, at the beginning of the 20th century, science observing stars noticed that the light coming from these stars shifts towards the red light, red spectrum, red part of the spectrum. And of course, through a simple experiment in the laboratory, we came to know that if the light moves to the red spectrum, this means that the source of light is drifting away from you. And if it moves towards the blue spectrum, this means that it's shifting towards you. So they were amazed. How could stars be shifting away from us? What would govern the relationship between these stars? Where is the role of gravity? But this argument took more than 30 years. And finally, in the first third of the 20th century, 1933-35, science came to agree that one of the realities of our universe is that it is an expanding universe.
Actually, it was Hubble,
Hubble, yes. And of course, Hubble and others, you see, but it's formulated under his name.
Yes.
Scientists started to think, if we go back by this expansion, then everything in that universe, every form of matter and energy, space and time, will coalesce together to form an initial body that mathematically is so minute in dimensions that cannot be seen, and so dense as far as weight would go, that that all our mathematical laws and physical laws cannot answer that. So they call this the initial body, and they said this initial body was under a case of instability, so it had to explode. It exploded because they don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They don't believe in a creator. This explosion changed this initial body into a cloud of smoke, and due to the variation of density in that cloud of smoke, some of these elementary particles start to condense on each other, forming first stars, and from the stars then we got the planets and moons and the rest of the heavenly bodies. The theory is one of many theories that try to explain the origin of the universe. But we, as Muslims, support this particular theory because there is a mentioning of it in the Holy Quran, when the Quran reads, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَحْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Having the unbelievers seen that both heavens and earth were in an initial form, and then we have split them apart, and we have made out of water every living being. Shouldn't this be enough for them to believe? And as I said earlier, that matters of creation and annihilation, creation and resurrection, cannot fall within the framework of science completely, because they have taken place in the domain of the unseen, or a domain which have not yet seen. And of course, if you indulge into this area of creation with its three directions, creation of the universe, creation of life, and the creation of man, unless you receive divine guidance. In every one of these three areas, you can easily go astray and you can reach nowhere, and this is the status of most scientists in the West.
Absolutely, and that takes us to the initial argument that people